So what we have here is a 49cc Chinese import scooter, but it doesn't really matter. What we're looking at here is the fact that it's a 4-cycle engine. And checking your oil level and making sure that's properly topped off is a very important thing to do. If you have too little oil, it can't pick it up, and it can't lubricate all the parts properly. You can cause premature failure of different components. They can wear out, they can bind up, they can expand, and you can trash your engine completely. However, on the flip side, if you have too much, then there's too much drag and there's too much pressure in there, and you're also causing premature wear, and your engine's working that much harder to turn itself over. So on your dipstick, there will be either a crosshatched pattern or a couple different lines or something like that that will tell you low, high, whatever, for the recommended oil levels. For the oil weight, the viscosity of it, you'll see 10W30, 10W40, that type of thing. Smaller engines, like on riding mowers, your push mowers, that type of stuff, they generally take straight 30 weight, but for your scooters and whatever else, you would obviously want to refer to your owner's manual. I'm not even going to tell you what's in this because it really doesn't matter. You're probably going to have something a little bit different. So first thing we do is we locate the oil fill tube. And on smaller engines, the fill tube will be where the dipstick is. On larger 4-cycle engines like your car, there is a separate dipstick and a separate place to fill it. So we'll just start by wiping it off a little bit. Now you want to be checking this at normal operating temperature because that way the oil can cycle through your engine and get everywhere it sits naturally while your engine is running, up on all the gears and everything else. And then you can get a more accurate reading of where your oil level is at, so your pickup, whether it has enough oil or not to actually send it through all the parts. Now that we've wiped it off a little bit, what we can do is remove the dipstick, and we will take a fresh, clean towel and just wipe that stick off a couple times, make sure there's no oil left on it. Clean the threads off a little. As long as we're here, I've already done this, but we can just wipe off the lip of it so it's all shiny and nice and clean. And to get an accurate reading, you want to let this sit as deep as it would naturally sit in there. So on this, we would actually have to screw it back down until it seats. Now just count to 2. 1, 2, cool, you're done. Pull it back out. And as you can see, my oil is at a good level. You can see where the liquid stops about right there. So I'm a little bit over half. And if this engine was warmed up, it may be a little bit lower, but I'm still at a good point right there. You can see oil's flowing onto my hand there. This is also a good way to check the kind of the age of your oil, if you will. You can rub it between your fingers. If there's any grittiness at all, you want to get that oil changed out. If it smells burnt or if it's super dark or anything else like that, you want to get it changed out. It should be a nice golden color, obviously depending on what type of oil you use, but it's generally a clear golden color. A little bit darker than honey is what your oil should look like. So if it's low, obviously add some. However, if it's too high, do not run it. On the bottom of your engine, there will be a drain bolt. On this one, it happens to be right here. And this one, I believe, is a 17 millimeter. It may be different on yours, but just crack it, let some of it flow out into the appropriate container so it's not spilling all over the ground. And then check it again, and until you get to the proper level. And once you're there, then you're fine. Then you're good. Always, as usual, keep an eye on it. If you are running low on oil for some reason, figure out why you're running low. If there's a leak, find that leak. Don't just keep topping it off. You never want to band-aid the problem. You always want to fix it and do it right. Otherwise, you're just going to have to keep dealing with it. So That's how to check your oil. It's very simple. Go ahead and do it. Make sure your things are running right just by adding a little bit of oil.